Hi guys, I hope everybody's doing good out there. I'm here at the beach, Penny's Beach in Nevis, and I'm going to guide you through deep relaxation. In yoga, this is called Yoga Nidra, which translates as the yogic sleep. Our intention is not to fall asleep during this practice, so we're not going to be taking a nap, but what we are going to do is get ourselves so relaxed that it's going to be as if we're sleeping. So our bodies are still going to get that benefit like we do in sleep, but a sliver of consciousness will remain, so we will stay awake and observe this deep relaxation. So ideally you want to be somewhere quiet, away from distractions, somewhere comfortable. This video is going to be approximately around 30 minutes. So dedicate that time to this practice. We're going to be laying down for this on our backs. So you can be on a mat or on a blanket laying on the floor. Or if that's not possible, you can also do this in bed or on the sofa. So we get into the position of Shavasana for this relaxation. So we're basically just laying on our backs, and I'll demonstrate. I'm not really sure if you'll be able to see, but I'll just show you. We're going to lie down on our back like this. So if you want to have a pillow, you can put a pillow under your head if you prefer. Also, some people like to put a couple of cushions underneath their knees just to prop up their legs a little bit. So feel free to do that. So I'm going to turn the camera around. Even though your eyes are most likely going to be closed for this session, I'm going to turn it around so that you have a nice ocean view here at the beautiful beach. And hopefully one day you guys can come here and do some of these sessions on the beach with me. Okay, so we're laying down on our backs in Shavasana. Ideally, we can move the arms away from the center of the body until the palms naturally turn upwards. And that allows the shoulders to release more. We can do the same thing with our feet, so let's move the feet away from each other until the toes naturally turn outwards. That allows the hips to relax a little bit more. And of course, if this position is not comfortable for you, find whatever position is comfortable for you. Ideally somewhere that allows for a total release, and yet at the same time you can still keep that sliver of consciousness. So to help the body relax more, we are going to be doing a practice in therapeutic circles known as progressive relaxation technique, or PRT. And this is also used in our Yoga Nidra practice to help us to fully relax the muscles and the tissues of the body and to let go of tension. So we're going to be going through each part of the body, deliberately tensing up the muscles in that part of the body, and then consciously releasing and relaxing them. So let's start by bringing the awareness to the right leg or the right foot. Let's take in an inhalation, breathe in, lift the leg a few inches off the floor, curl the toes in, scrunch up the foot, tense up all the muscles in the lower leg and the upper leg all the way up to the hip, squeeze them tight. And now exhale, let the leg come back down to the floor, and then just gently rock it from side to side. Deliberately let go of any tension in that right leg. And now just let it rest. Forget about it. Let's bring the awareness now to the left leg. Let's curl the toes of the left foot, scrunching up the foot, tensing up the lower leg, tensing up the upper leg. Inhale, lift the leg a few inches off the floor, squeeze it tighter. And then exhale, release. You can even let out a sigh as you release. Maybe rock it from side to side, find a place for that leg to settle. And then just let it be. Let's bring the awareness now to the hips. Let's squeeze the gluteal muscles. Let's feel a lifting action of the pelvic floor. The hips may rise a little bit as you do this. And then exhale, release, let them soften. Let's bring the awareness now to the right arm. Let's curl the hand into a tight fist and tense up the lower arm and the upper arm all the way up to the shoulder. Inhale, lift the arm a few inches off the floor, squeeze it tight. All your frustration, all your anxiety, tense up that right arm, and then deliberately and consciously let it go. Find a good place for that right arm and right hand to settle, and let it rest. Let's bring the awareness now to the left arm. Squeeze the hand into a tight fist and tense up the arm from the wrist all the way up to the shoulder. Take in a breath, lift up the arm a few inches, squeeze it as tight as you can. All your frustration, all your tension in that left arm, just squeeze it tight. And exhale, let it go. Roll it from side to side. Find a good place for it to settle and just let it be. Let's bring the awareness now to the middle of the body. So the abdomen and the chest, the spine. Let's take in a deep inhalation. Direct that breath all the way to the base of the lungs. Let the belly expand. Let the rib cage in both the front and the back of the body expand. Finally, the chest and collarbones rise as the breath reaches the apex of the lungs. Let's hold the breath there. And then exhale, sigh, and release. Let's do that one more time. Take in a deep inhalation. Fill the lungs from the bottom all the way to the top. Fill the lungs to their capacity and hold the breath. Let's see if we can sip in just a little bit more breath. And then exhale, release, and soften. Relax. Let go. bring the awareness now to the head and the face. Let's clench the jaw as if we're biting down on something. Squeeze the eyes shut tight. Squeeze all the facial muscles towards the tip of the nose. Lift the head just a few inches off the ground and squeeze all the facial muscles tight. And then exhale, release, let the head gently come back down to the floor. Roll it from side to side. Find a good place for it to settle. Now, without moving any part of the body, we're going to use the mind's eye, so our inner awareness, to observe the entire body, consciously relaxing it even further. If we detect any tension anywhere, just by bringing the awareness to it, we observe it, relax more. Let's carry the awareness down to the tips of the toes. And just by bringing the awareness there, we can observe each toe relax one at a time, becoming softer. We can observe this relaxation spread through the bottoms of the feet, the arches, the heels, and through the tops of the feet. All the tendons and ligaments, muscles, all the tissues of the body just soften and relax. We observe this relaxation as it travels up the ankles into the lower legs, relaxing the calf muscles, relaxing the knees and behind the knees, the upper legs, softening up the thigh muscles. And this relaxation travels all the way up to the hip bones. We consciously soften the pelvic floor and the gluteal muscles, the groin area. And we notice as this happens that the entire pelvis melts a little bit further into the earth. We can consciously direct this relaxation. We can move it up the base of the spine and observe it as it relaxes each and every vertebra, all the way up to the base of the skull. We notice the lower back softening up. We notice the shoulder blades releasing further into the ground. We notice that the belly has become softer and more relaxed. The muscles between the ribs are relaxed. The pectoral muscles in the chest are released. The heart and the lungs are at ease. We'll bring the awareness now towards the tips of the fingers. Just by bringing the awareness to the fingers, we notice them relax more. observe this relaxation spread through the hands and up the wrists into the forearms, the elbows and the insides of the elbows soften. This relaxation spreads up the upper arms all the way up to the shoulder joints. Shoulders relax a little bit more towards the earth. We observe a softening of the throat. As this happens, the entire neck relaxes and we feel the head just sink a little bit further into the earth. We allow gravity to take the weight of the head. As this happens, we notice the jaw relaxes. There's a little bit of space between the upper jaw and the lower jaw. The tongue is resting at the floor of the mouth. The lips and the cheeks are soft. There are no lines in the forehead. The eyes are resting and the eyelids are just floating on top. Never before has the face been so relaxed, so soft, and so peaceful. Let's notice the body as a whole. For the next few moments, let's just observe this deep relaxation of the entire body. Let's now tune in to the very subtle sensation of the breath as it enters and leaves the nostrils. Let's observe the very subtle movement of the belly as we breathe in and out. There is no impulse to control the breathing. We are just the silent observer. We just observe every moment of the breath's journey, from the time it enters the nostrils and travels down to the lungs, as it leaves the lungs and continues its natural flow. Let's take notice of what's happening in the mind at this present moment. Thoughts continue to arise and pass away. We don't allow ourselves to be carried away by anything that we witness. We are just the silent observers. We observe the contents of the mind with no reactions, no judgment. We observe the thoughts of the mind in the same way we would observe clouds drifting across a clear blue sky. The body and the breath and the mind have become very still. From this place of stillness, we can direct the awareness even deeper to the very center of our being. A place where there is permanent peace. We allow the awareness to settle here. And for the next few minutes, we don't have anywhere else to be. Nothing else that we should be doing except for being right here in this moment. Completely sinking into this stillness and surrendering to this peace. just return the awareness back to the breath. Notice how subtle the breath is. As we observe the breath, we're bearing witness to the life force as it enters and leaves the body. In this deep state of relaxation, we have become very receptive. We spend so many of our hours pushing out energy. This is the moment for you to receive. Allow the universe to plant its seeds. Allow the body and the mind to repair. This is also a good time to plant your own seeds, to set an intention or a vow, anything that you would like to see manifest in your life. In this moment, the soil is very fertile. An ideal time and place to plant those seeds. And then every time you come back to your practice, even if it's just for a short time, you're watering those seeds. Also in this moment, we're going to set an intention to take this sense of relaxation, this sense of comfort, this sense of awareness and receptivity that we've cultivated. When it is time for us to move forward into the rest of our day, we're going to take this with us. And we're going to apply it to everything that we do. And know that anytime the anxiety or the agitation or the frustration arises, no matter where we are and what we're doing, we can stop and take notice of the breath. Deliberately guide the mind's eye through the body and consciously relax areas where we're holding on to tension. And reconnect with that place of peace deep at the core of our being. We'll gradually transition back into the active part of our day. We can bring the awareness to the sensations in the body and wiggle the toes and wiggle the fingers. Maybe gently rock the head from side to side, taking our time. Every movement is deliberate and mindful, as if we're waking up from the most satisfying sleep we've ever had. It may feel good to turn over onto your right side and to take a few moments there in this gradual transition. While you're here, you can express gratitude to yourself for giving yourself this time. Far too often, we don't give ourselves this time to really rest and relax the body. We don't prioritize it, or even when we do, we find ways to feel guilty about it and feel like we should be doing other things. But this right here, what we're doing is so important. Not just benefits ourselves, but it benefits everybody around us. With no rushing whatsoever. In your own time. Stay here as long as you need to. When you are finally ready to transition back into active consciousness and continue with your daily activities, then in the slowest movements, most conscious, most mindful, most deliberate movements, you can gradually make your way back up to a seated position. And I turn my camera around. I went a little bit longer than what I planned to. It's about 40 minutes. So hope everybody is feeling really relaxed. And thank you for joining me for this deep relaxation yoga nidra session. Namaste.